One of the best pieces of advice I ever got from my dad was about kids, but a lot of times it relates kind of like into like our organizations, our lives, everything, is that basically whatever you say you're going to do, you got to do it. Because, like, for example, so I've got young kids at home, and if I say to my son, well, if you do XYZ one more time, I'm going to take away ABC from you, and I don't do it, then he knows that he's going to be able to kind of like, oh, whatever dad says, he's not going to really back it up. But if I do say, okay, if you do XYZ, I'm going to take away ABC, and he does XYZ and I take away ABC, then he knows that the next time I tell him that I'm going to take away XYZ, that he's going to lose ABC if he doesn't do it. So he's more likely to do kind of what I'm asking him to do. And, a lot of times employees and even ourselves in our lives is kind of the same thing. So if we tell an employee, okay, well, I need you to finish this XYZ project by ABC time, and if we, very bluntly put, an employee is going to be very similar kind of like to how a child is, and especially at the very beginning. A new employee is going to kind of push the boundaries, either consciously or subconsciously, until they realize where kind of where the end is, so they know where, what they can expect out of the position, just like a kid would, kind of pushing the boundaries of what you're going to allow. So, whether if you're talking to your children, if you're talking to employees, and same thing, even if you're telling yourself like, okay, well, I want to do XYZ, and then you don't do XYZ, you kind of like subconsciously are saying to yourself like, I'll do it next time, or, you're kind of giving yourself excuses. So really the one thing that is so important throughout any parts of our lives is the pure accountability that we hold our children, our employees, ourselves to. And really the more that we are living up to the accountability, the more luxurious our outcomes are going to be. Our children are going to listen to more of what we have to say because they're going to take us more seriously. Our employees are going to be a lot more structured and be able to produce more for our businesses is because basically we have that ability that we're holding them accountable. And then same thing for ourselves too, like if we constantly are giving up on the things that we want in life simply because we're not holding ourselves accountable, we're really not doing anybody a favor. So accountability is a good thing. And the more that we take control of our accountability, the better our results are going to be.